And now your first alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Dickens.
Well, the big weather story continues to be these high winds. And again, we're under that high wind warning, something we don't typically see very often around here in areas to the north. We're talking Jackson County, Clinton County, also into Cedar County. That goes until 6 p.m. So it's one of those deals, if you're going to be out and about, it can cause some issues. Power outages certainly possible. Last check, there were some sporadic power outages. But most importantly here, what we're concerned with is that potential that these winds could carry a fire pretty quickly. So that is a concern. That's why we also have a red flag warning in place. Here's that high wind warning you see there, mainly areas north and west of the Quad Cities. But nonetheless, the entire region is under that wind advisory with the exception of the southern counties where winds are not quite as strong. 56 degrees, feel like temperature matching that too, but the sustained wind right now, west-northwest at 37 miles an hour. It's hazy out there because of all that wind. It's blowing a lot of dust around. Again, first alert day goes until 6 p.m. Once we get to 5, 6 o'clock, it's going to happen pretty quickly. We'll switch over to more 30s to 40 mile an hour wind gusts, which does take us below that advisory criteria. It's still going to be pretty gusty out there nonetheless. And it'll continue on into the overnight hours as well before we start to see those winds die out a little bit here as we head into the morning hours tomorrow. Following that is going to be some cooler temperatures here into the mid-20s once we get into the overnight hours tonight. Waking up to that as well. So a little change from these 50s and 60s as we'll only really hold here in the mid to low 30s tomorrow. It is to be clear, though, and overall a nice day with a little cloud cover and lots of sunshine, but certainly feel a little bit cooler. I'd say much cooler if you've got used to this 50 to 60 degree weather. Once we get to Sunday, we are going to be back in the 40s, so a little bit closer to where we're supposed to be this time of year. Then we see an increase in clouds out ahead of our next weather maker that arrives once we get into the morning hours here on Monday. Light rain shower, maybe some mixed precipitation with that as well. Once we get to Tuesday, that's when we're expecting a little bit more heavier activity. Really going to be socked in here, especially come Tuesday night. And on the back side of that, come Wednesday, there's a possibility that we could see some snow. So we're tracking that. It's going to be one of these deals, folks, where it's going to be a quick moving system. We will see some snow, but not worried about anything accumulating. We take a dip on the temperatures. And we'll recover, though, once we get to the weekend back to a little bit more normal territory and even above normal. For tonight, though, again, low 20s expected here, mid to low 20s, clear skies. Winds are still going to be pretty breezy, but we will subside those winds as we head into the overnight hours. Once we get into Monday, warmer weather, but again, more active as well. And that continues into Tuesday with a little bit more widespread activity here Tuesday. And then once again into Wednesday, it'll change over to snow, but take a little bit of a break from the warmth too once we get to Thursday and Friday. I can tell you though, once we get through that, it looks like warmer weather is inbound and it looks like it might stay here too. So as we get into early weeks of March.
Pretty typical for March, the ups and downs of March.
The roller coaster ride is here, yes.
All right. Well, scientists in China